Hello my friends, today we're talking about why nobody watching your videos, never reading your content, and how you can stop the struggle once and forever. My name is Voyevoda and I'm your business and brand creator, and if you want to build the business of your dreams, brand your brilliance, be you, let me know, PM me. Don't hesitate, I'm waiting for your call. So, why nobody watching your videos and not reading your posts? There are 6 different reasons why that quite probably is true, but there are also 6 different action tips which you can take to change it. So if you will find something familiar, you can change it, you can take actions, and today in this video we are going to fix it for you once and forever. So the first and most important reason why people may not watch your videos or read your posts or ignore your content on social media must be your mindset. And I'm going to share with you a lot of examples from my own family, because these all start with your relationships within the family, from your childhood, with your mindset. Because whatever going on in your head affecting all your visibility and communication really heavily. So you can find how does that work and change it. So in my case, for example, I was always thought that nobody listening to me in my family. I don't know why I thought like that, but ever since childhood, I just followed what my parents told me, and I was quite a people pleaser. There would be thousands of reasons why would I think that way, and I'm digging in it every day, finding something interesting. But if you have this idea in your mind that nobody listening to you anyways, you will also get such ideas like, why should I make videos if nobody even listening? Why should I be consistent with my posting and put so much time and effort if nobody is going to read it anyways? And all these thoughts will actually reflect back. So nobody will watch your videos and nobody will read your content. So the first and the most important step, you really need to fix it. The action step number 1. Start with a simple reframing. So you really need to change this idea and find the evidence in your own history, in your stories, that somebody listened to you at least once. So if you will find that, then start affirmations like this. If I was heard even once, if somebody listened to me even once, that means that people are willing to listen to me and enjoy my content, or something like that. So you can really change it even based on one single evidence. Repeat this idea until it will reframe and change your previous mindset concept, the limiting belief. This will help you a lot with your content, I promise you. More than that, when you think that nobody will listen your content, nobody will watch your video anyways, in such a situation, you create the very negative feeling like, why do I do it? You are not enthusiastic about your content. You are not happy when you create your videos, and that's reflecting a lot. So even if you create a lot of interesting videos, the energy is actually very negative. So people don't like it. People don't feel happy by watching your videos because you were not enthusiastic when you were doing it. So that's a circle which you have to break. So the mindset is the reason number 1. The reason number 2, you are talking to a wrong audience. Stop doing that. When you are talking to a wrong audience, that's quite obvious that nobody will listen or your content or watch your videos because they're not interested. And that's completely fine. Nothing wrong with them. That's basically you who choose to talk to wrong people. And I'll give you an example. I'm all about branding and business and all this kind of things. This is all my interest, but my family is not interested in that. And when they ask me what do I do, they very quickly lose the interest to that what I'm sharing with them. And because they lose the interest to the subject, I feel like, nobody listening to me. But then I quickly realize that basically they are not interested in the content which doesn't make sense to them. And that's fine. I don't need to coach my parents. I don't need to teach them business. I don't need to build brands for them. And therefore, I have to talk to them in a different subjects. You choose different topics. So when you talk to wrong audience, you really will get this kind of polite attention, which is not what you are looking for. So therefore, you really need to find people who are interested in your subject. So how you do it, you really need to look within your friends, maybe in groups, and talk to them. You talk to them. This is an action tip number 2. You talk to them and you ask them what would they like to know about within your topic. You ask them what do they want to learn from you, and then you create content based on this little research, and this will change a lot for you, I promise. Now, the reason number 3 why nobody watching your videos, why nobody reading your content is the knowledge gap. The knowledge gap is crucial for the experts. It's a tragedy, I would say, because when you are an expert, when you are really, really excited about your topic, you know a lot about your topic, and you start talking to people who know like 7 points lesser than you, they just don't get you. And that's a problem. When they don't get you, they don't buy from you because they have no clue what you just were talking about. What was that? Who did you talk to? And that's a problem. That's a problem because you're right. Your topic is right. Your expertise is brilliant. You are brilliant. But you ignoring the idea that your customers quite probably just don't know that much as you, and they just can't comprehend what was that about. Therefore, you really need to figure out what your customers know and speak to them on their level of knowledge. Again, I will give you an example from my family. Like, for example, many people are worried about taxation, taxes, all this kind of stuff. And when they ask me about this subject, and I know quite a lot about this because I did research for my business about this topic. And I definitely know more than, say, my parents. I'm not an expert in it at all. Yet, my knowledge level in tax is more than theirs. So when I explain them this, they are close to sleep because it's so boring for them. They really not willing to listen these particular lectures which are literally given to them. Well, it is important for them. It is an important topic, and they basically ask the question. But I have to use particular words and terms and explain them certain things in such a complex way that they can't get it. I'm not the best teacher in taxes, so therefore probably they are not the best audience for that. So you really need to narrow down the knowledge gap. When I give in my parents simple examples, and again, examples really, really key to explain certain things. When I give my parents simple examples, how taxes work and how they do not work, they get the point, and they never lose their attention because they understand. They understand what I'm talking about. So close the knowledge gap. Don't speak to your people in such a way that they don't understand. Now, let's talk about topic number 4, boring topics. Boring topics is fantastic reason to not watch your videos and to not read your posts. The reason for that is this. People get bored very, very quickly. Everybody's speaking about the same thing. There are so many crazy, interesting topics, but people actually losing attention because they were not interested in that particular subject, in that particular topic initially. And again, I'm going to give you an example of how I interacted with my parents on recent party, and it happened to be my parents were curious about Elon Musk. and they didn't know much about Elon Musk because they are mostly watching TV, they are not on internet as such. And I am admiring Elon Musk. He's one of the best entrepreneurs, and I'm watching his interviews, I'm following him. My parents didn't know about that, but I had a lot of curious information which I could share with them. And I can tell you this, it was quite probably first time in my life when my parents did listen very, very carefully, because they were curious about this topic. This topic was cross-pointed with my business interests and curiosity about entrepreneurships and their interest about Elon Musk, and that was general interest. It was not relevant to business at all. So when you find interesting topics, people are willing to listen to you. So how to do it? The action tip. When you go online, you can Google the first results on the most popular topics in your niche. You can also go to BuzzSumo and find which topics are trending in your niche, and you can create something similar, something relevant, so that people really enjoy and search for this kind of topics. So this again partly a research, but also the common sense. You really need to ask people and find out what they want to know, and you need to frame it in such a way that it will be interesting. The point number 5, why people not watching your videos and why people ignoring your content. You are not creative enough with headlines. And when you are not creative enough with headlines, people are not reading your topics or not watching your videos, not because your videos are wrong, not because your posts are wrong. It's just because you didn't attract their attention at the first place. So they ignore it altogether. So you really need to understand the headline is the door which opens to your customers, the door to your content. So if this door is not attractive enough, they will not click the play button, they will not read the post, and that's completely fine too, which means you didn't do the homework. If you didn't do the homework, that's a big deal. Because if you were lazy, if you thought that, okay, that will work anyway, that's a big, big mistake. So how to fix it? The action tip. When you want to work with your headlines, you really need to have two things. One is clarity, and the second is curiosity, and these two will work together in case they are relevant. So that basically shows a very, very big headline, but that if your headline is short, it's even better. So here is an example how you can use the headlines which are very, very clear on the subject. If you will watch the headline for this particular video, it's all about why people do not interested in your content, and people are curious how to fix it. So that is a good example of the headline. Yet, as an advertising expert and being creative director for a very long time, I have to tell you this. It's never happened like, your headline worked from the first time. So my suggestion for you is very simple. Create 5 different headlines for every single post you have and see how people communicate with this headline. You can also choose your headlines with a small questions. Like you can create a question which is very similar to your headline and post it in the group. If people react to this question, okay, that's a good topic that may work for you. It can work for topics, it can work for headlines. So that's really important. So you can work on your headlines a little bit more than on your content, because that's what helps people to figure out that your content is worth it to read or watch. So work with your headlines, and let's go to the tip number 6. So the reason number 6 why people are not watching your videos or not reading your content is super simple. Basically, you are not networking. If you are not networking, if you are not messaging to people, if you are not commenting on their posts, if you are not looking what are they posting, if you not connect with their content, social media algorithm assume that you have no interest about those people. If they don't connect to you, they also assume automatically that you are not interested to them. Therefore, they never show your content to them. So they have very little chance to actually see your content. So to make people watch your content organically, you need to do one simple thing. It's networking. So the action tip for you is this. You go to the group where you have your ideal clients. So you really need to make a little research, maybe go to their profiles and see, are they your ideal clients? Are they people whom you can help? And then you need to communicate with these people. And I'm not talking about messaging to unknown people. I'm talking about the content. I'm talking about liking the content, commenting on the content, and build that natural connection. When you build the natural connection, you may potentially message them if it doesn't make sense for you by that time. And if you message them, algorithm consider you closer friends. So when the algorithm consider you closer friends, they start showing your content to them and their content to you. So therefore, it's really important to network and get the algorithm naturally right, so your content will be organically shown to right people. So these 6 methods, reasons, ideas will help you to change the situation with your content, and I will just recap all 6. So the first one is your mindset. The second one, if you talk to wrong audience, they will not watch for you. They will not watch your videos, they will not listen to your content. If you have a knowledge gap in your communication, then people will not understand you. Therefore, they will not be eager to find more of your videos or read more of your posts. If your topics are boring, the reason number 4, if your topics are boring, people get bored, they are not willing to read or watch your content. The reason number 5, you are not creative enough with your headlines, and therefore when you are not creative, people also feel that you didn't do the homework. They also feel that you didn't try to attract them enough. So try harder and you will change it. The reason number 6, you are not networking, therefore algorithm doesn't show your content naturally to people who are your potential buyers. So if you can fix some of these reasons, you will see the difference. And my message for you for today is very, very simple. I gave you the 6 action tips and several examples how your family relationships affect your visibility online. So look at that closely in your family. Look closely how you can fix one of these 6 reasons, and do it today. Act today, and if you act, if you do something, do it consistently and you will see the result. So if you have any questions, please comment below, share this video if you like it, if you find it useful, if you think somebody can benefit from it, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.